Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm reaching out to the student body. Okay, students, this is a new packet tracer. Now, this particular packet tracer is 2.9.1 basic switch and in-device configuration. As you can see, you have a dressing table right there. This right here, this is beautiful. You also have your objectives, which really you're just going to be working on your iOS, and you have your scenario here. Now, the reason I like this particular packet tracer because it is something that is dynamic. At this particular point, this packet tracer is saying, hey, I'm not going to give you any commands. You have to do this on your own. You have to name devices. You have to put passwords on. You have to encrypt passwords. You have to put a banner on, etc., etc., etc. So with this packet tracer, you will be working on your own. I love the scenario. Look at what it says. As a recently hired LAN technician, your network manager has asked you to demonstrate your ability to configure a small LAN. You will have to do this on your own. Also, it says here, your task includes configuring initial settings on 2 switches using the Cisco IOS and configuring IP addresses. So this is your ability now to demonstrate that you have the skill set. Okay, so now I want to start doing the work in here, and you can see that this is going to be a real challenging exercise because I'm just going to be using my brain. So let's see what the first thing it says do. I'm going to come over to my note sheet. It says here, use a console connection to access each switch. So I'm going to come to here, back to the packet tracer. I got my console set up right here. Here go the console cable. I'm going to go ahead and click on the PC. Of course, I'm going to choose RS-232, and then I'm going to connect to the switch, which is going to give me the console. I am going to do the same thing for the next device. I'm going to go PC, and then I'm going to go switch. So I'm connected. Now I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go to the terminal. Terminal is configured correctly, and click there. Okay, it's open up, and here we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and that's going to bring us here. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is go enable. And from enable, I'm going to say config T. You see what I'm doing? I'm using only my mind. I'm going to say host, and I'm going to go ahead and put in here the name. So it says ASw- I'm gonna do 2 because I'm working on a second switch, and there it is. I'm gonna hit enter, and then I'm gonna hit exit. Now what I want you to pay attention to is I type this in. I know I'm gonna have to do the same thing for the actual user 1. So I'm going to copy this information, and I'm going to show you why I'm copying it later. And I'm going to come over here and put this at the bottom because I want to be able to use this later. Okay, so let me put that in there because I messed it up. Let's change that. And I'm going to take that out. And you see nothing but the command right there. See that? That's nothing but the command. Okay, host name, and then the name of the device. I'm gonna come back here, and I completed that task. What is the next task? It says here, use the RX password for all lines. So now I'm gonna come here, and I'm using this as my backup. I'm gonna go ahead and say config T, and I want to put a password in there, so I'm gonna say line con 0, I'm gonna say password. I'm gonna do the tab because that's a helpful key, and I'm gonna go ahead and type R4XE3 right there. That's the password. Okay, so we got that in. Now I want to do log in, and there it is, and then I want to do exit. So I have that password in. Now I'm gonna capture this information here because I'm gonna use it on the next setup, which I just explained to you, and I'm gonna put this information right here. I'm gonna clean it up a little while I'm already here. As you can see, I'm only keeping the information that I'm gonna use on the next device. And for this device, I can use the same password. And you see the commands right here. They all right here. Okay, so that's good. We have these commands right here. Okay, so this is a way to shortcut doing a lot of configuration on two devices, especially when you are working on major devices. You don't want to consistently do everything for this device, then go ahead and do everything for here. You want to do this device, then take that same format and put it here. So what's the next thing it asks me to do? Let's go check the notes. So we got the password, and then it says put a secret password in. So let's go put a secret password in. And just to give you a heads up on what I'm talking about, I am going to show you how to do this. And I want you to know that it's going to be a simple process, so don't worry about it. It's going to be really simple. So we're going to come back here, move that up, give me a little space, and we're going to do secret passwords. See, I'm already in the configuration mode right here, so I don't have to put config in. I can put enable tab, and now this is a secret password, so I'm going to say pass tab word, and then I'm going to type in that password that I just pulled from over there. I'm going to put that here. Now there go that password. As you can see, it worked. Now I'm just going to take this command here, drop that command over where I'm putting all these other commands right here, right at the bottom. You'll get what I'm talking about. You're going to say, oh, Professor, I wish you'd have told me that earlier. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so what's the next step? Let's see what else we got. It says here, scoop this over just a little. It says here, encrypt all clear text passwords. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and encrypt. Now you see that I'm already in configuration mode. I don't have to move out of there. So I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna go ahead and say, this is what makes this so sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and say service tab. Now let's say, for example, we learned the way to find out what should I use. So I don't know what's the next word. I can just simply put a question mark in there, and look at what the question mark did. It gave me the opportunity to look at multiple commands. The command I'm looking for is password encryption. So I'm gonna go ahead and put pass. I'm gonna hit enter. When you actually forget something, all you have to do is put the question mark on there. Once you put the question mark on here, it will help you figure out what's your next command. So I'm gonna take this configuration here because it's already been configured, copy it. I'm gonna come over here and drop it down here and say paste, and there it is. That's a whole configuration right there. I know I got it spread out, but I don't feel like doing all the putting them together and stuff. Okay, so let's move on. So let's see what is the next thing that I should be doing. So I have the encryption in there. I know you thinking, well, we don't know that, Professor. You actually haven't let us take a look at it, and we're gonna do that later. So let's go ahead and put a banner in. Now I'm still in configuration mode, so I'm gonna go ahead and type in banner, and I can hit the tab key, give me banner, and I'm gonna say MOTD right there, and then I'm gonna give me a little space and go ahead and type in a banner. You know I'm not gonna type in the whole thing, so we're gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna hit enter. There it is. I got my banner in there. I'm gonna take a copy of this, and now I'm gonna bring that down and drop the banner down there. So I have all this here. So if you take a look at this, I completed 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I completed all of this information just using my mind. I didn't have to go look up things. Now, if you have to look up things, that's okay. You're just getting started. Now it says configuring addressing for all devices according to the addressing table. So now we want to go in and address all devices. So the first thing I'm gonna go work on when I want to address all devices is I actually want to work on the computers. That's the easy way to do this. So I'm gonna come to the first computer, put in the IP address really quick, and as you can see, well, I'm not gonna do the first computer. I'm gonna do the second computer. Like I said, I'm working on one particular field, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the IP address in there. Okay, so that's the second computer. So we're gonna go 128.107.20.15. So you see me just put this IP address in right here, and I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm gonna change this to a Class C IP address by putting 255 and then 0. So that's a Class C, and we're going to explain IP addressing later. Okay, so that PC is configured. Okay, so we have basically accomplished all of this. So let's take a moment and see what we did. Only thing we haven't put in is the VLAN, and we're going to go put the VLAN. So we're going to give this a half yellow. Okay. So this is what we did thus far. Okay, now that we have completed these tasks, let's go ahead and finish up. So we here now, so we're gonna save your configuration. We have a little more work to do here. So it says configure addressing for all devices according to the addressing table. So we completed one side of the addressing as far as it goes for desktop computer. Now we're gonna go into the switch and finish that up, and that would be it. But I'm gonna show you a little trick that I do to get the other side completed. So I'm gonna come here to the terminal and go in here. As you can see, this is huge. You can see it clearly, hopefully. I'm gonna go in here. You can see all the configuration, and I'm gonna hit enter a couple of times. Password, if I remember correctly, the password is R4 capital X E3. Let's see if that works. It does. Enable. I am going to type in the next password, C capital C 4 A capital J A. There we go. So we're in there. So I made a little mistake, but we're good. Okay, I'm gonna go to config terminal. Okay, that puts me there. Now I want to set up a VLAN, so I'm gonna say enter, and I'm gonna use the tab to finish it out. Enter what? I want to show you this. Use your question mark. As you can see, your question mark will say, okay, what are you trying to do? I am trying to either do an Ethernet, fast Ethernet, blah blah VLAN. Okay, I want to do a VLAN, so I'm gonna say VLAN and VLAN 1, hit enter, and that takes me to the if config if. So I'm configuring a port, a terminal, so I want to make sure that I configure it correctly. Okay, now I'm gonna go IP address, and then I'm gonna put the IP address in there with with the subnet mask. So which one am I looking for? I'm looking for 2. It's going to be 15. I'm going to begin to type that in. 128.107.20.15. Okay, I want to say 255.255.255.0. Okay, and I'm gonna hit enter, and there we go. We have the IP address associated. Now I have to do something to tie this in. I have to say no shut, and you know that is no shutdown. And I'm gonna hit enter, and it's gonna show me that that line is up. Let's check and see right here. You can see that that line was just turned on, people. It was turned on. So we said interface VLAN 1. We gave it the IP address, and we said no shutdown to turn it on. Remember, you have to put no shutdown in to turn it on, and that's it. But I'm gonna take this information here. Remember, I want to have this information, and I'm gonna bring it over to the actual document that I'm creating down here, and I'm gonna drop that there. Now, it's a reason that I did all of this, and I'm about to show you that now. We don't want to spend hours upon hours of configuring 2 switches. We want to make sure we can get this done. So I want to make sure, I'm going to open up Notepad because I want to clean it up just a little. You can't see Notepad, but I'm going to drag this over here and cut it out, and then bring Notepad over. I could have started in Notepad, but since I had the document there, I put it there. And you see what Notepad did. Now I'm gonna read through this, and I'm gonna check it with the work that I just created. So I want to name the next, I can actually keep it the same name, hostname 2, but I'm gonna put 1 for that because it should be 1. It could be user, but oh no, that's the switch. Let me change that. For the switch, I'm still gonna put 1. Okay, so that's good. So I'm gonna make sure that this switch has what's here. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna keep the same password. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep the same banner. I'm gonna keep the interface. I'm just gonna change one thing on the interface. I'm gonna say 10. Let's see if I can change this 15 to 10. And then I'm gonna say no shut. Now that pretty much will help me configure the next setup. So I'm gonna close that out because I had that configured. And then I'm gonna come to here. Now we went through step by step creating all of this work, configuring these devices. But here I'm gonna come, and I'm not gonna do a step by step. I'm gonna see if what I type in will help this do what I needed to do. In other words, when I hit enter, will it configure this? So I'm gonna say enable, and I'm gonna say config, and right here I'm gonna go and I'm gonna right click and hit paste. Now I had a couple of mistakes. Line.com had a mistake. I got a password in there. That's a mistake. Well, I probably didn't line it up right. I should have came out and went back in, or I came out. So let me show you where the mistakes came at. I say enable, I say config, and then I right clicked and put it in host name. So it gave me the host name, but then I hit exit. I shouldn't have had that exit in there. Okay, and then it said line.com and so on and so forth. So let's go back and look at my little script that I put together. This is how we begin to create scripts. So instead of having exit here, I'm gonna take the exit out because I want to stay in there. In any place I do have exit, I'm gonna take that out, okay? Because I don't want to exit, I want to stay within it. Now let's try it now, okay? So I want to show you how you can begin to fast track this whole thing. I'm gonna say config again, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna right click on it now and see what happens. I'm gonna right click, paste, and you see the whole thing was configured. All I had to do was take the exit out. Now I'm gonna leave this as I just did it on here so you can see the mistakes I made. You need to know how to fix mistakes how to fix problems. I hit enter right here and the line came up. You need to know how to troubleshoot these problems. So I made a mistake. I went in there and I took out exit, and now you can see that it's configured. We didn't save your configuration and verify connectivity. We're gonna do those two, and that will end this. We will be done, and you will be receiving this. So now I'm gonna exit out, and password, and we know what the password is. We're just gonna walk through the various steps to get things going. So the password here, let me move this down. The password here is R. I kept the same password even on this side, so I can make sure that we can get in. Enable, and as you can see, I'm still using the same password, AJA, and we in. And I'm gonna say show run, so we can see all the configuration. We see this here, we got the password encrypted. Let's go now. Everything that we did is in here. We got a VLAN right there, it's 10. We have the banner, we have an encryption. So all the work that we needed to do to get this done is done. Running configuration to startup configuration, and that's in and it's saved. So we just saved it. So I'm gonna send you this